Welcome back to part 3 of our reaction to MARYADA, RAMANNA. Thanks so much for joining us yet again. If you haven't watched parts 1 or part 2, make sure to watch those first so you get the full scope of our reaction. If you'd like to get the full scope, the special edition scope of our reaction, join our Patreon page, patreon.com/cinejump or cinejump.com. Both links will get you there. You will need your own copy of the film, which we're watching through Amazon Prime. You'll want to open that up side by side with our reaction. We give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown sync, so you're in sync with us, and it's like you're watching it with 2 of your favorite buddies from the internet. All right, let's get into this. Here we go, part 3.
మావయ్య అప్పు నేను పెళ్లి చేసుకుంటాను. అమ్మయ్య ఇన్నాళ్ళు అప్పుని కళ్ళతోనే చూశాను. మీ పాటతో మనసుతో చూడగలను.
Okay. But now you lost the girl.
Oh, this is a love triangle.
దృష్టం నాకు దగ్గరే చేశారు. చాలా థ్యాంక్స్ రాము గారు.
Dang.
బావా మా భర్తకు లైన్ లోకి వచ్చాడు. ఇంకెందుకు ఆలస్యం?
Let's go.
I mean, you couldn't figure that out before, man.
మళ్ళీ అవన సటాయిస్తుండా?
ఏంది నాయుడు?
భలే గట్టి పెండాను పట్టావు బావా. నీకు విషయం తెలుసా? ఇప్పటికిప్పుడు ఈ లగ్గం కాయేలా మమ్మల్ని రెచ్చగొట్టింది ఈ పిల్లగాడే.
I bet he did.
నాకేం తెలీదండి.
మొహోటం. చూడు ఇప్పుడే చెప్తుండా. ఎట్టాంటోడు ఒక్కడుంటే చాలు ఎంతమంది నేను నిలబెట్టేస్తాడంతే.
నా తమ్ముడిని చంపినోడిని నరికి పాతేయాలని రక్తం మండుతాండా.
మరి బ్రేడ్ చేద్దారే.
వేణుగోపాల స్వామి గుడిలో జరిపిస్తాను.
Oh.
పెంచులయ్యా సుబ్బాయి మత్త నిశ్చితార్థం
Gotta go outside.
పిల్ల జల్లా గొడ్డు గోతం అంతా తరలండప్ప.
Move with them. Just move with them.
అందరూ బయలుదేరుతాండారు. నువ్వు కూడా అడుగు
Why is that green screen?
బయట తప్పదప్పా.
Yeah, you can see it in his
Why?
hair there.
రాము అంకుల్ని బుట్టల సందులోకి రమ్మని.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to have some drama cooking.
Yeah.
She's going to go there and confess her feelings.
Whoops. I want to play too.
That didn't work out.
అప్పు తులుసుకోట్ కడిగి పోదాం పదా.
Dang it. I like that they're giving her character action, though, because she's not simply like a damsel in distress. She has intention.
Right.
She's going to try to make her moves, too. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Can I give him a note?
ఈ లెటర్ కొంచెం బావకిస్తారా?
సడన్ గా ఈ ప్రేమ లేకలేందమ్మా.
అలాగే అండి.
Ah.
చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి.
Good thinking.
ప్లీజ్.
What? I don't understand.
Sign for him to meet her down there.
That's what I thought, maybe.
I think so.
But, like, okay. Okay, you might be right. Is it outside?
Oh.
చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి.
Oh my god, what do you do? What do you do?
Oh, he's gonna go around.
రెడీగా ఉండండిరా. ఆడు దొరికితే ముక్కలు ముక్కలుగా నరకాల.
Make a run for it.
Dang.
Ooh, high tension there.
హలో.
That's all he had to do to get her number was.
That's it.
Don't say shit.
Huh?
Exactly.
Ah.
We're both sinners.
Busted.
Don't be a hypocrite. There you go. Bye.
మా కాంతగాడు పెళ్లి కొడుకు.
డాక్టర్ గారు ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారండి?
డాక్టర్ గారా ఆ చివరికి కుడెబుతుందిరప్ప.
No, 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 no.
తెల్లకాయమైందప్ప. మందులు రాయించుకుంటా. అట్టనే రాయించుకోపో. ఇదిగో పెద్ద మనసులో ఈ ఇంటికి ఇయ్యకుండా అయిపోతుంది.
It's a secret message. It's invisible. Oh. Oh my god, it's like the worst hiding spot.
పైకి నవ్వుతున్నా లోపల బాధపడ్డాం. నేను గమనించాను. మీరు ఎందుకు ఇలా చేస్తున్నారో.
Oh, she's not gonna say it outright.
ఇక అర్థమైందండి.
అమ్మయ్యా.
ఈ విషయం ట్రైన్లోనే చెప్పొచ్చుగా.
నాకు ఇంట్లోకి అడుగు పెట్టాకనే తెలిసిందండి.
Oh my god, it's all misunderstanding.
Yeah.
ఒకవేళ నాన్నకు తెలిస్తే
ఆల్రెడీ తెలిసిపోయిందండి.
చంపేస్తాడు.
Oh my God!
మీరు కాలుష్యం అసలు ఓకే
ఏమండి
Oh Lord!
ఎంతమందిని తప్పించుకుని వెళ్ళాలనండి
ఏమండి ఆ సారి బుట్టల్లో తూరొచ్చేయండి
Good idea.
What? They're gonna carry him out? He's a full person. Jesus Christ!
ఓ తూరి పైకి పోదాం రా
Oh my Lord!
Oh, busted again.
I'm happy right here. Leave me alone.
కూర్చోప్పా
Wow! What a shot! Oh what?
Damn.
Are we in a Bruce Lee movie?
నిన్ను ఈడనే సంపి నీ శవాన్ని గోడవతలో విసిరి
Goodness gracious! This guy.
బయటనే సంపిన నాయన అని సేపు
You must respect your father's traditions.
మళ్ళీ ఆడికి పోతా ఉండవురా
What is it?
Oh!
What? Parkour, parkour. What is that?
And you locked the door and you bent the key.
What's that movie called? District B13?
Yeah, District 13. Yeah, B13. You're right.
అందరూ గుడికి పోతా ఉంటారు రండి
మామయ్య గారు తోరం తెమ్మన్నారండి
అయితే తొందరగా రండి
Get in one of the baskets, quick.
Wonder where those flowers came from.
He saw
Oh my
everything.
God.
అని జాడే లేదన్నా
పచ్చబుట్టలో దాక్కున్నారా
మళ్ళా పిలుస్తా
గుమ్మంతన కాదు మంది చూస్తుండా
They both had the same plan.
వాణ్ణి అడ్డంగా నేను అరకతా
He heard it.
గుట్ట జాగ్రత్త
అట్టాగా
Tell me he hopped out of the basket, please. It's an interesting combination with this chant.
నాయనా గుట్టల్ని సుబారి
Yeah, it seems to work well together.
తీసుకొస్తా అట్లనే గాని
You're gonna look like such a fool.
కన్నేసి ఉంచానాయన సరే పో రండ్రా
He's not there.
బాబా
Now that he's got her and got him in love with her, she doesn't want to get married.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. After all that,
ఐమ్ సారీ బాబా
this is so complicated.
That's tough.
క్రితం వరకు నేనే లెక్క అనుకున్నాను
Dude, you waited way too long.
రాము డేంజర్లో ఉన్నాడు బాబా నాన్నకి అన్నయ్యకి విషయం తెలిసిపోయింది
Well, you're right. You're half right.
నేను మావైతే మాట్లాడతాను ముందు నువ్వు వెళ్ళి రాముని కలు వెళ్ళమన్నానా వెళ్ళు
You don't even know where he is.
Cool placement there.
The symbolism. Art.
Art.
Yeah. He's gonna wreck all the baskets, isn't he?
Yeah.
మంది చూస్తుండా నా కొడుకుని అడ్డంగా
Yeah, I need a flashback for this. Explain this one. Where did he go? Golly.
Is he? I think he's in another basket. Oh.
Why did he wait so long? Yeah, I'd be scared too. That would make you an agoraphobic. Is she gonna show up right as soon as he's about to step out?
One of them is. Oh!
Yo, this really is a Bruce Lee movie.
You got it, man.
Oh, God. What? Yeah, Tom Cruise
go,
that
go.
shit. Tom Cruise
That's
that shit. Like,
Where's your bike?
never stop, never stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're catching
jeez.
up fast.
Holy shit.
Man, after all that,
Came out of
just,
nowhere. Oh.
just let it go.
Keep going,
Weighing
man.
you down anyway. Oh, my
my
God.
God.
This guy's coming out like a Terminator.
Bolo.
This is scary.
You gotta run for your...
I don't see how he gets out of this.
I don't know.
How, I mean, what do you do? Unless she happens to run into him.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was dope how it settled on his face.
Uh-huh. It must be hard to get that focus right.
యాక్చువల్గా మావయ్య అప్పుకి ఈ పెళ్ళి ఇష్టం లేదు
She don't want me.
తను రాముని ఇష్టపడుతుంది
Oh.
Oh, the rage.
Rage.
మావయ్య వద్దు మావయ్య వద్దు మావయ్య
Oh, damn.
Oh my God. Well, that's one way to start the celebration.
Okay, well, cat's out of the bag now. No more hiding it.
ఆల్రెడీ వాళ్ళని పిలవద్దు.
Hey, why would he listen to you? Why would he listen to you?
That is real sweat. Oh, he's lucky he tripped.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How did they shoot that?
Where's he gonna? Okay.
Maybe he was on a cable.
That was CG.
On the bike. On the bike. On the bike.
ఒరే బావా నువ్వా?
Let's go.
Go. Dude.
నువ్వు నా కోసం వచ్చేస్తావని.
Okay, let's go.
Go. Dude, go.
వారిని పిలందే
Go.
Oh my god.
That poor guy. My bike. They have unlimited stamina. Okay. Oh my
that
god.
is scary. That was dope. That was so cool how they did
Yeah.
that. Oh, you found the LA
there we
River.
go. Yep, that's it. Here comes Terminator.
Hey, you never know. This might have some inspiration from Terminator 2. I mean, that's the
If he goes flying off
it's
the
a similar
bridge.
idea. John
Yeah.
Connor on the motorcycle with the truck behind him
This is true.
through the water. I mean,
Oh.
come on.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, it got stuck.
You're not going anywhere.
Let me show you how to push your foot on the gas pedal.
Oh my god.
How did he do that?
Where did they come from?
It went in a circle. Oh, you got a Thelma
He's
Louise
gonna-
that? Yeah.
All right, let's go. You need a runway.
Thelma and Louise, baby. Here we go.
Let's go.
E.T. Just pull up at the
Oh,
just pull the
he
handlebars.
is quick. There's a ramp there.
It's a natural ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, at least he eats it.
Yeah. I mean, they're not following you.
Mission Impossible ripped off SS Rajamouli. Why wouldn't you take the bike?
I don't know.
He just keeps abandoning that bike. Oh my god.
Oh,
How did she find them?
I don't know. She's quick. She was running too.
He has no idea why she did that.
No.
He has no idea what's going on.
So oblivious.
Cross that. It's fine. You'll be all right. Just cross it.
ఈ చెక్కు తీసేస్తే ఎవరు ఈ బ్రిడ్జ్ దాటలేరు.
Yeah, they don't know how to
True.
jump. This is some ambitious green screen.
Yes.
Go.
మీరు ఇంక రావద్దండి వెళ్ళిపోండి. మంచితనాన్ని జన్మలో మర్చిపోలేనండి. మీ శత్రువు కొడుకునని తెలిసినా కూడా నా ప్రాణాలు కాపాడారు.
She had no
Say
idea.
what?
నేను మళ్ళీ ఈ జన్మలో మిమ్మల్ని కలుస్తానో లేదో తెలీదు. మీకు థ్యాంక్స్ మాత్రమే చెప్పుకోగలనండి. వస్తానండి.
Why doesn't she tell him?
I don't know. Jeez.
Wow. Oh, that must be really okay.
Yeah.
That still looks like something someone could jump
Yeah.
with enough momentum.
వాడెవడో తెలుసా? తెలుసా నీకు? ఈ చిన్నాయన
Who's gonna
చెప్పిన
do it?
ఒకవరో కొడుకు.
అయితే ఏంటన్నా? ఎప్పుడో పెద్దోళ్ళ మధ్య జరిగిన గొడవలకి ఇప్పుడు తన్ని చంపుతారా?
That's right. Oh, you're giving him weapons. What is
Where did they get that
this?
from?
They took it off the bridge.
Nice.
Gotta keep doing that, that's all. I would not trust walking over a plank if he's on the other side.
ఇందులో అతను తప్పేం లేదు. నేనే అతన్ని ప్రేమించాను.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now he's gonna be real mad.
It just flew by his head.
Hell, he's not leaving now.
What are you doing? They're gonna kill you.
ఇప్పటిదాకా నా ప్రాణాలు కాపాడుకోవడానికే పారిపోదాం అనుకున్నానండి. కానీ మీలాంటి అమ్మాయి ప్రేమించానని చెప్పాక కూడా పారిపోతే ఇక ప్రాణానికి విలువే ఉందండి. చావైనా
You
బ్రతికే
live to fight another day.
మీకు
Write her a
Yeah.
letter of your secret location. How's this gonna play?
I don't know. Dad's got to have a change of heart. That's the only way. Don't do it, man.
God, the choreography. Like, she's got to hold him the whole time.
Yeah.
Y'all are so angry at him. Oh, he took that punch early. Y'all are so angry at him like he did something to you.
He did nothing. Don't do it.
Just top of his body.
She's gonna.
What the?
He's gonna in there.
That's
Wow.
oh wow. He's like a professional diver.
Yeah, right. Hit the water just right.
మీ ప్రేమ పైన ఆగిపోయింది నాన్న తన ప్రేమ నాతో పాటు చచ్చిపోవడానికి సిద్ధపడింది
Oh, I feel bad. His
Yeah, right.
face.
చంపేయండి నాన్న
Oh, well, now we all gonna cry.
Got you there.
నన్ను క్షమించు తల్లి.
Overhand.
Wow.
Hey, upgrade.
We're all gonna leave now.
Got a new paint job.
I think the first order of business is him seeing that doctor friend of hers and making sure his head's not concussed.
Yeah.
I thought this bike was gonna have a bigger role in
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Oh, okay. I love this BTS stuff. It's a shorter height.
He almost ate it. Get out of the way.
Oof.
The stand-in. Oh my goodness. You know, the line between visual effects and practical is so blurred.
I like how this director is really walking through everything that the actor's supposed to be doing.
Well, he's got a very clear vision.
Yeah.
I'm
that was a pro.
exhausted. Whew, what a
That was
movie.
a solid comedy, man. I
Yeah.
mean, that was good.
I really enjoyed the heck out of that movie.
Me too.
I didn't know what to expect, and it being on the slightly older side, I'm like, is this going to be fun? Is it going to hold up? And it's actually probably like up there as one of my favorite SS Rajamouli films. Like, I need to watch his whole filmography, obviously, but this holds up, and he made such incredible use of so few locations.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of throws me is like the bike element, because it was like talking and stuff. I thought that was going to come back as a thing, and it was just sort of this throwaway thing of like the bike has a personality, but that doesn't mean much.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Like this little sidekick character that didn't stay throughout the entire film.
Yeah, I thought it was going to have some kind of deeper meaning, but maybe it doesn't. We just don't know it.
Could be.
Maybe the bike has a name or something that's indicative of some kind of spiritual or religious element that we don't understand. But the acting in this was really fun on the entire cast. This is for me just like a cool. It's like, okay, it's similar to the film we watched earlier.
Yeah.
It's this thing that you can watch with the whole family and just enjoy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a wild romp.
You know, I like also that there were really no slow parts where I was like, oh man, I'm kind of a little bored here and there. I mean, not at all.
Yeah, you're right. It kept you on the edge of your seat, despite the fact that most of it takes place in a couple locations.
Yeah.
I mean, you had what the heck happened in the beginning? Most of it was like on the train and then the house.
Yeah.
And then like everything outside running and the bridge and stuff. And so they spent their money very, very wisely here. It was
Right.
very budget conscious. And a lot of the big money was, instead of spending it on a bunch of locations, it was spent on clever camera stuff and fight
Yeah.
scenes and like visual effects and whatnot. Yeah, because I think after this he did Ega, which is a film. You're gonna laugh when I tell you this. It's about a film about a guy who's reincarnated as a fly and seeks revenge on the person that killed him. Like that's,
Okay.
Yeah, that's the movie.
That's a new one.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like how they made use of that. It's such an interesting original thing to make that threshold of the door kind of a real focus of the film.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't
Yeah.
seen that before.
Well, it's
like
it's
that.
it's very much like Hitchcock. There's this famous Hitchcock scene. I mean, in this case, the character's aware of it, right?
Yeah.
But and you also see that kind of thing in Jackie Chan fight scenes all the time. There's always like this element, like the MacGuffin, so to speak, of what's Jackie Chan after or trying to avoid in a fight scene. And so the whole plot or the whole story revolved around what felt like a Jackie Chan set piece in a way, which I really appreciated. Not that SS Rajamouli was inspired by Jackie Chan. I have no idea if he was. It's just how I'm relating to it from my experience of watching movies and stuff. But so after this, he did Iga. Like right after this, and so there was like the sound of flies, and like the flies kept coming up in the film, and so I almost wonder if he had Iga in mind the entire time, you know, and so that when people go back to his filmography, they'll be like, oh my God, it's like a reference to something he had coming up, because Pixar does the same thing, you know. Pixar, if you go back and watch the just the entire Pixar filmography, you'll see references to films that haven't come out yet, because they know what's in their slots coming up in later installments in the Pixar universe or whatever. So I really want to go back and watch all of his stuff now. Because,
maybe he's doing that.
Yeah, because this was such a fun movie. Like when I think of SS Rajamouli, I think of action. You know, with Bahubali and RRR. Like those films are very action heavy.
Yeah.
There's definitely a romantic element, but here the romance was kind of the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like whether it was mistaken, confused romance or not, it's like that was sort of the catalyst to everything in a way. It's like that's how they bonded on the train.
Right.
And they had that whole dynamic of getting to know each other there. And she, you know, kind of caught feelings, but didn't really know if she had feelings for him yet. He immediately had feelings for her, but then he got caught up in thinking about his survival.
He was trying to stay alive, man.
Yeah.
That became his main purpose.
Yeah.
It even so much to the point where he was willing to give her up, you know? Mm-hmm. And he didn't know that she felt that way about him anyway.
Right. Yeah, he just imagined that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So there's this old Hitchcock movie that takes place on a train, funny enough. Or at least there's a big scene on a train, and there's these two glasses of wine or something like that,
Okay.
and one of them's poisoned, and it's a moment of something irony. I forgot what it's called, where the dramatic irony, where the audience knows something that the characters do not, and so the whole time you're watching this scene, you're wondering if the characters are going to drink this poisoned wine.
I see.
And it's this object that's like the MacGuffin in the scene. And so likewise here, you have that yellow strip that marks the outside point. And that's the MacGuffin for him. It's like you go beyond this point. Because it's like when he stepped in, he's in now. And he's in the game. And it's like once he steps out, he could get killed.
Right.
And I really dug that as just sort of the MacGuffin piece to the whole thing, you know?
Yeah, and I like that you didn't know that in the beginning. I mean, when we saw the other guy, the annoying character that came in, and we were wondering, oh, what's the significance of that? You don't really know it. I like that they didn't tell that right away, but it was explained later as you go through the film. I like that was slowly explained.
Yeah, there's this element to the whole thing that's kind of fascinating because it's sort of looked past really quickly. It's not really emphasized too much. A few years after this film came out, there's a film called Gangs of Wasseypur, and one of the big things it emphasizes is the cycle of violence and how, you know, one family will hurt another family, and then that family has to hurt this family back. And so, by the time this happens, though, it's like you have new people who are born and witnessing this violence happening to their elders. And so then they grow up and want to seek revenge on that. And then that kind of repeats and repeats and repeats.
Sure.
And so here, it was almost like the inception of that or the seeds of that.
Uh-huh.
And so he just got caught in the middle of it. And he has no idea.
He had no idea.
Yeah.
That's the difference there.
I thought that was such a great way to kick this off because he's just such a likable character who's extremely relatable. It's like he happened to come across this girl who's beautiful, and any one of us would like feel so lucky just to talk to her.
Yeah.
And like the adventure he goes on, he is literally like John McClaning his way to the end of this movie. Uh-huh. You know, he's taking hit after hit, just trying to get to the finish line, and he thankfully does it.
I like that his goal changed throughout the film. We already touched on that, but that made it a little more interesting to me. You know, as an audience, you're trying to figure out your own ways of how is he going to get out of this house. Mm-hmm. I like that element of you have to kind of figure it out yourself, you know. As he's figuring it out how to overcome this problem, I found myself trying to also, you know, come up with some kind of solution.
Yeah. A few years after this was a film called Chennai Express with Shah Rukh Khan.
Okay.
And you watched another film of his recently. Okay. And there seems to be something somewhat similar between these two movies. It's so close because, like, at the end of Chennai Express, Shah Rukh Khan has a similar situation with, I believe, the female interest's family, and it's like he doesn't raise a hand at them. I'm wondering if it was inspired at all. Let me see. Let's find out. Was Chennai Express at all inspired by Maryada Ramanna? While Chennai Express and Maryada Ramanna share some thematic similarities, there is no official confirmation that Chennai Express was directly inspired by it. Both films involve a protagonist who unintentionally finds himself in a hostile, rural setting due to a deep-seated family feud. In both movies, the hero is initially unaware of the danger, but later realizes he is trapped and must find a way to escape.
Very similar.
A strong comic action tone, blending humor with high-stakes drama. Romantic subplot where the hero gradually wins over the heroine. So, yeah, its similarities are crazy.
Okay. How about the style of the film, though? Is it different?
There's definitely, you know how sometimes it did like a film speed up thing?
Yeah.
They do that in Chennai Express.
Okay.
I am fully convinced that some Bollywood filmmakers saw this and they're like, okay, we can do a Bollywoodized version of that because it's just so close.
Yeah.
Possible. I didn't key in on that. Like, I didn't click it. It didn't click from my mind until the end of the movie when he was getting beaten up and just holding on to her. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like SRK's scene in Chennai Express.
Yeah.
And then I realized there's a whole train thing in that too.
Oh, so it's really similar.
Yeah, it's like the train sequence in that movie is actually a significant portion of it.
Okay.
And so it's so similar.
Yeah.
I think ChatGPT is being very kind. I feel like a lot of people probably, let me see.
Would pick up on that.
Yeah, let me see. Yes, many fans of Maryada Ramanna have drawn comparisons between it, believing that the latter may have been inspired by the former. Yes, so, okay.
So basically the same.
Same
kind of stuff.
Yeah. A lot of fans seem to think that it's definitely inspired by it, and I feel like it's inspired by it for sure.
Yeah.
It's like the proximity of the releases. This is 2010, Chennai Express 2013. There's no way it's not inspired. It's just like the time period.
That's pretty close in time.
Yeah, the time period of where this drops does well with its target audience.
Yeah.
Some Bollywood producers see it. They're like, yo, we could totally do this. We just got to change this year, pull this lever here, and we're good.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine anyone else acting that out, though. I mean, I haven't seen that other film.
Oh, I love Chennai Express. That's one of my favorite Shah Rukh Khan films. Yeah,
Okay.
It's one of my favorite Shah Rukh Khan films. A lot of people don't like it who are from that area.
Yeah.
Because they feel that the accent is off, or I forget what it was exactly, but a lot of people from that region, it's almost like if you and I are to go do a movie in London and we're like, all right, cheerio, with our dumb British accents.
Sure.
It's kind of like that. Like they would,
that's
felt like
a big thing.
Yeah, the representation they felt was highly inaccurate. But for me, a foreigner, it's a freaking fun movie. And so knowing it was drawing inspiration from here, at least that's my working assumption.
Okay.
I like both films for different reasons.
Sounds like I would like that one because this one, man, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I really did.
Yeah.
Sometimes with the comedy, it's a little, I don't know, it's okay, but it's kind of like a little cheesy or boring sometimes, depending on what it is. But this, I didn't feel that way at all. Like he's a solid actor, a solid comedic actor for sure. And she played her part very well. Super cute. Just super charming.
Yeah, absolutely. Saloni Aswani. So I'm not familiar with her work so far, other than this. I feel compelled to go watch her in other stuff now. She
has a lot of stuff.
She's got a lot. Well, she's got 28 credits to her name.
Okay.
I don't recognize.
Bodyguard. You know, a lot of people suggested that movie, Bodyguard.
Well, they're probably suggesting the Salman Khan version.
Oh, okay.
Which
different one.
Yeah, I would imagine, honestly, that Bodyguard, the Hindi version, was inspired by that version.
I see.
So let me see. Bodyguard, Salman Khan, release date, 2011. Oh, this came out 2012. So never mind. It's the inverse. They're both the same exact title. So maybe Bodyguard with Salman Khan came out first, and then the version that Saloni is in came out second.
Yeah.
But
or it could be totally different.
I don't think so.
Okay.
India is known for kind of borrowing.
I see.
You know, but mostly it's Bollywood borrowing from, South regions.
That's cool. You get different versions.
Yeah, it just frustrates, South fans sometimes. And it's like, yo, we have our version. Like, why you're ripping it off? But, I feel like today is a little different where you would get official remakes. Not that long ago, there was a film called Arjun Reddy. And then the same director of Arjun Reddy was tasked with remaking the film for the Hindi audience.
But the same director? Oh, see, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I like seeing different visions and different interpretations.
Yeah.
But so anyway, about this, like the creative filmmaking in this is actually quite inspiring because, knowing what I know and the experience I have, I can see that there was certain technical challenges that he was overcoming in this film in facilitating the shots he wanted to do.
Trying to work within their budget.
Yeah,
too.
work within a budget. That's the big thing because like I can tell he didn't have the biggest budget for this and he was just making it work.
Yeah.
There's an Indian, I don't know if it's just a Hindi word or a pan-Indian word, but it's called Jugaad. It's Jugaad. I've also seen it spelled with one A. And the idea of it is you're just making it work.
Yeah.
It's a single word to define that feeling of you just make it work somehow. And I could tell, how he was just making it work sometimes, but the end result was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, if the story is good, the acting is good, like the shots are nice, you can ignore some of those small things like green screen, hiccups and things like that might be due to budget, because the film is just so solid.
Yeah.
And this was a solid movie.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. What you had here was there's like so many things he got right because he had a really good lead, right? He's this everyman who is very fun to watch. He's very. He's got his own kind of charm to him, even though like from the Western perspective, he doesn't fit the mold of what you would assume is like the handsome movie hero,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Like you think of film heroes over here, you got George Clooney, Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt. Now on the younger side, you have what's his name from Dune?
Chalamet.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
I was going to say Tobey Maguire. I'm thinking of the young.
I mean, they're
Spider-Man.
all like very
Tom Holland,
good-looking,
right? Yeah, these
like-
these good-looking guys, right? Who are like, but they fit that mold,
Right.
And so even in Bollywood, you have people that fit a particular mold. Between Hrithik and I know Shah Rukh Khan is not like the classic handsome, but even in the movie we just watched, he has a very smoldering, handsome quality to him.
Yeah.
And so so within Bollywood, you have a lot of these stars that fit that mold. Here, you have this guy who's the lead of the movie, and he looks mostly, from the Western perspective, mostly like a normal dude.
Average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if Indian audiences from that region feel he's average. If they feel like he's a super, like for them, if he's just as handsome as Tom Cruise.
Maybe.
But
he's not ripped or anything like that. Like he's got an average build.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not the tallest either, because you had these guys who were 8 feet taller than him.
That's for sure.
And so, but the thing is, he had his own charm. He had movement. He had relatability. He had like a physicality to him. And then you pair that with a very charming female lead, who's like, you can immediately understand why he falls for her, and why he would do anything for her. And then you have a set of villains that are all very scary. It's like it has all qualitatively the same elements as like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like you think about Guy Ritchie films, it's kind of the same thing. You don't have a bunch of handsome Tom Cruises running around. These are all very like regular guys just trying to get by, right?
Right.
And you have a cast of villains that are really freaking scary. And so that now you marry that with a very compelling circumstance. He's just trying to survive.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a very clear, it's universally clear like what he's trying to do. He's just trying to get home, basically. He's trying to get out. He just wants to get out with his life intact, and what's in his way is all of this craziness.
Yeah. Craziness, but the plot is so simple. It's easy to follow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because, I guess both of us, but you're used to watching a lot of films like this where I have to read everything, and it takes a minute to process, but I didn't have any trouble with that at all. It was simple to understand.
Yeah. One of the things you mentioned was the comedy, and I think what S.S. Rajamouli gets right is the comedy is done in such a way, it doesn't matter where you're from, you'll understand.
Yes.
Right? It's got the only way I can describe it is it's got a global appeal, even though that this is not I don't think this is a global phenomenon like RRR. But like there's a global understanding, a universal understanding in what's happening here. He's in love with this beautiful woman, and he's just trying to survive. Those two things, like you get it. So anything kind of in his way or setting him back, you get.
Yeah.
There's nothing here where it's like, huh? I don't understand. That must be like some kind of region-specific thing. There's nothing like that.
Absolutely. I could have watched this movie without audio, well, not without audio, but without subtitles, and I probably would have found most of it really, really funny. Even though it wasn't like slapstick comedy, the way it was acted, the facial expressions, the circumstances, you could tell. It was funny.
Yeah. You actually touched on something by accident there. So if you were to watch this silent, you'd still understand the whole story.
Yes.
That's actually a mark of a well visually told film, is can you still follow what's going on if the audio's off, right? And so just to bring it back to like things we've done, if you watch the short film that we did, Love Punch Kill, with the audio off, you'll still get it.
You could understand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You will still be able to follow that whole thread without audio. You take away the music, the sound effects, everything, you'll still be able to follow it just fine. And the same thing goes here. And I would probably bet any SS Rajamouli film, without any audio, you'll still, visually, it's very clear.
Yeah.
And I think that's important. I think sometimes he was trying a little too hard with the flashbacks, but that was very fleeting. It went away quickly.
Yeah, you probably didn't need a couple of those.
Yeah.
It was that easy to follow.
Yeah.
I do like that the character-wise, like you mentioned about having really scary villains. To me, if you fail on the villain, it just weakens your protagonist so much in your story. And the bad guy, the main bad guy in this one, he played it so straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that contrast of him being such a nice guy in his home, respectful, at the same time you pulled out where he's killing this other dude off to the side here and not thinking anything of it, but so nice to your face.
Yeah.
I love that complex character.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah. Well, that was a great introduction to his character because it sets up right away what this guy's capable of.
Yeah.
He can smile to your face. He has his values and he has his code, kind of like Scarface. He's just got his code, but he's fully capable of executing you. And he's not afraid to do it.
Those kind of bad guys are the scariest to me.
Yeah.
Because they're you don't know what's about to happen. Is he really being nice or is he setting me up for the kill?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I think that he's actually a really, really strong movie villain. There's actually so much to take from this movie in terms of inspiration. If I would watch this again just to study it. Because on the surface, it just looks like a kooky comedy, but it's actually got a lot of shit going on that is the mark of a good story, of interesting characters. Even though I don't speak this language, I feel like I know this guy. The hero, they did such a good job with the hero.
He's a relatable guy.
Yeah. He was coming in just for business and he got pulled into a situation that was beyond his understanding, and it's I think we all kind of feel like that sometimes, you ever show up to a job and you're like, cool, I'm just going to do my thing. And then you realize there's so much drama that you're walking into and you're like, wait, hold on. What am I doing? Or you start dating a girl and you realize there's real drama in her family that you just weren't prepared for.
Right.
All kinds of stuff.
And we didn't even, and it's great because he was already in the house. He's already in there before he starts to figure out, what's actually going on in there.
There's a lot of, I have to be careful how I say this because I don't want to upset anyone's feelings or sentiments, but there's a lot of South Indian movies I've watched where you have a character who is so cool and just so dope and so much swag. Pushpa, what's his name? The actor's name is falling out of my head.
Arjun?
Allu Arjun. Just on a scale of 1 to 10, his swag is at a 21. It's stupid high, right? Nothing can touch this guy for the most part. Even when he messes up, he's still super cool.
Yeah.
And while that's fun, there's absolutely nothing relatable about that. Most people are not that dude. Most people are this guy, Ramu, right? Most guys are just stumbling. Okay,
Yeah.
so my best friend was every time I end up in a relationship, it was never intentional. I just sort of stumbled into one. It's oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
I'm here.
Now. Yeah, and that's kind of how this felt. And that's that's how I've felt with every relationship I've been in. It's I don't know that I necessarily meant for that to happen. It just kind of did.
Yeah.
And so here, the circumstances he's in, it just sort of happened by accident.
Yeah.
No,
I think different kinds of films pull you in for different reasons. This one pulls you in because the guy's relatable. in that Pushpa instance, it pulls you in because you want to be that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But this type works well for a comedy.
Absolutely.
You know, a relatable guy in this situation works really well pulling it and making you relate to him. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the characters who seem vulnerable are the most interesting. They're the most easy to access. You know, that's why Jackie Chan plays the same guy in every movie.
Yeah.
And it's a winning formula every single time. He's always the guy who's like, no, now I want no trouble. You know, every movie.
Right.
You know, and then but he knows just enough to
Hapless
get
hero,
by.
yeah.
Yeah, the hapless hero. Yeah, exactly. Like bringing it back to Love Punch Kill, I deliberately made, you know, the other Brandon. I cast him because he's shorter, and so you're not expecting anything from him.
Right. You don't get that from him at all.
Yeah.
Until it happens.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems like this innocent guy.
Yeah.
And like that's more interesting than having a guy who just walks in and he's got his shit together. It's like the guy who's got his shit together, like that to me wears out. You know, it wears thin. Whereas seeing someone overcome all odds, he was literally being John McClane. You know, without the gun, without any coolness to him.
It really was.
You know. For those who don't understand the reference, it's Die Hard. And in Die Hard, he gets messed up on his way to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
You know, he's just trying his best to the point like his feet are bleeding because he steps on glass. Like, it's tough in Die Hard. Die Hard's one of the best examples of a hapless hero, of like where someone's just like, he's got just enough skill to survive.
Yeah.
Just enough smarts to outwit the bad guys, but he is hurting on the way. And you get the same thing here.
No easy journey.
Yeah, this was an example of that. This is actually I would buy this movie, dude. Like
This is a very watchable film.
Yeah, I really, really appreciate the way SS Rajamouli did this.
Yeah.
I would be more likely to watch this before Bahubali or RRR because of the kind of person that I am and the kind of stories that I like. I love action. I love over-the-top action. I love martial arts action. I love epics. But this is like... This has character, and at the end of the day, you can dress it with as much whatever you want, visual effects or cool angles, and I appreciate that about this. But it's the characters that are so much fun in this movie.
Characters are really fun, and the small scenes. If you chop it up, each scene is just something that you could just rewatch over and over because it's so entertaining. You know, I think one thing we didn't touch on too much, but man, this guy's a good dancer.
Yes,
he's a very talented dancer.
Yeah.
And those scenes were really good, really well choreographed.
Yeah. I think the only one other criticism I would throw at this film, and it's not really necessarily a fault of the movie, it's just sort of a byproduct of certain Indian films. And it's like, I have to say this while acknowledging that I'm not the target audience, right? I feel, or I believe in having music breaks that serve the story in the most traditional sense of a musical.
Yeah.
And there were musical moments in here where I'm like, this is for the soundtrack. And I just sort of have to sit.
There was one that was super abrupt. I don't know where that came from. Oh, was it when...
she was in the hallway.
In the hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like some of it was fun. And like they had ambitious shots that were really cool and fun and inspiring. Like the things like they did a multiplicity moment and then he's watching himself dance. Like,
Right.
Yeah, it had a lot of cool stuff. And don't get me wrong, like visually... That's interesting. Technically, that's interesting. It's just that, does it serve the story? Sort of. You know, it sort of does. Because the hallway moment sort of, it's like the movie didn't quite commit to her feelings for him. And it was a progression. It's just that song that took place while she was in the hallway was like a full commitment, even though her character didn't fully commit.
Yes, you're right.
So there's an inconsistency there because of its incongruentness. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm confused about what she's feeling. Maybe she's confused about what she's feeling, and that's the point. I don't know. I just wish the song spoke to that, like the song in the beginning when he was talking about being broke.
Yeah.
That was perfect because it
fit in there.
Yeah, it fit the whole thing. Like he's trying to just survive. He doesn't even have his job anymore. He got fired when he was like so good at the biking thing. They set that up early, by the way. They set up his ability with the biking, and it came back. It didn't come back quite with the strength I thought it was going to come back, but it did come back.
Right.
You know, so it's always good to it's almost like check off.
Yeah, no, that's something he was very good at.
Yeah.
It showed right away.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if SS Rajamouli was a Jackie Chan fan.
Yeah.
You know, go back and watch Project A and you'll see what we're talking about.
You'll see the similarities there for sure.
There's a bike scene. Just Google search, YouTube search Project A bike scene and you'll see. It's like there's a whole sequence with Jackie Chan in an alley and it's a bicycle thing and it's phenomenal.
I mean, I don't doubt it. I mean, that was one of the biggest movies in the world at the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was huge.
Yeah. And so the whole bridge thing was, at the end, it's like you have this very serious moment, but it's being handled in such a way that still brings a smile to your face.
Sure.
It's perfect. He's like just trying to survive when the things are flying by him, and he keeps kicking the floorboards away or whatever it's called.
And the best moment for me in that scene was when he's hiding behind the board and he hears her say, "I love you," and then he doesn't give a damn. He pops up and the blade's flying past his head,
Yeah.
but that locked him into her real quick.
Yeah.
Changed his whole look.
Yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate this film. Thanks so much, you guys, for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed it with us. I'm Jabby Coy. This is
Brandon Shealy.
Peace out.